Okay, Shalawam. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Ba'kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. We're in the year of 2020. We're in the 10th month, approaching the second week of the 10th month of the year 2020, which is the year of prophecy, which was coined the year of prophecy by our apostle Tahar. And what's coming down the pike is going to be done to you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans real vicious like. Because Esau has an agenda. Esau being a so-called white man, he has an agenda, but he's being handled. He's a puppet. He's the ultimate puppet of Yahweh Shah, the ultimate puppet master. And guess what? He's going to be used to bring judgment upon you wicked ass Israelites, man. That's why King David said in Psalm 17 verse 13, arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. Who is the sword, man? Esau. Esau is the Most High's whipping stick, and we're going to prove that in this lesson that we bring out, man. So I'll brought the you Akim out there will be edified. So without further ado, we're going to get into these scriptures.
Alright. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, for there be many that perish in this life.
For there going to be many that's going to perish in this life. This life we living in right now, man. Where you being called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, in this life, there shall be many that are going to perish, man. How they going to perish? Through various forms of death, man, in which the Most High Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah, is going to have planned for them, man. Yeah, bro.
Because they despise the law of the Most High Yahweh that is set before them.
Because they despise the laws of the Most High Yahweh that has been set before them. And what's the laws that has been set before you? The laws, statutes, commandments on how to live, man. The things you ought to do in order for you to live, man. But Jake had despised them laws, statutes, and commandments and choose to do that which was not right in the eyes of the Most High. Worshipping other deities, sacrificing the children to Molech, and that sacrificing your children is still going on to this day, but by the way of Planned Parenthood, man.
I got a quick precept.
Yeah.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life.
But the wages of sin is death, man, and 2/3 cling on to sin. Therefore, 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're going to die, man, by different ways, man, how the Most High is going to choose. Some by famine, some by getting shot down by police, some by getting hit by a car, some by pestilence. Various ways
teeth
how
of wild beasts.
Teeth of wild beasts. Various ways how Yahweh Shah is going to choose your death, man. Read.
It says back in the book of 2nd Esdras 7 and 20, it says for there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of the Most High Yahweh that is set before them. For the Most High Yahweh have given straight commandment to such as came that they should do to live.
What they should do to live, man. Read it again, Baba Kashar.
Verse 21, it says, for the Most High have given straight commandment to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
The laws, statutes, commandments, and our holy days, man, that was set forth before us, man. You observe them, and you will avoid punishment, man. But 2/3, not only this 2/3, Israel in the whole, our forefathers, we are our forefathers coming back in the reincarnation, but you always had a 1/3. You always had an elect, right. Even in the ancient world, that followed the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, but then you had 2/3 that didn't, man. Even to this very day. And 2/3 have not followed the laws, statutes, commandments that were set before them, but they choose to do that was wicked in the eyes of the Most High by serving Esau and worshiping other deities, man. That's why we in the situation we're in to this very day, man. Because our forefathers sinned against Yahweh while Yahweh Shah, man. And only a small few, the elect, the aristocrats, the first fruits is going to come back and acknowledge their sins and call on the true name of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, man. But the rest is gonna, continue to indulge in that wacky, tacky Christianism. Yeah, bro.
It reads on. It says, nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things.
Nevertheless, they were not obedient to who? The Most High's prophets. Hey, ultimately, they was not obedient to the Most High, man, because the Most High sent his prophets out there to warn the people, because the Most High Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, is not going to come down from the heavens and speak to the people himself, but he sends his prophets, his spokesmen, his spokesmen, his ambassadors, man, to go out there and teach the word and push this word and to teach and warn the people, man. But they refuse to take heed, man. And therefore, man, by you refusing to take heed, man, is a terrible calamity coming upon you. Yeah, read.
That's right. I got a precept real quick. It says, this is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 5. It says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
Hey, the sound of the trumpet is coming in the form of the prophets of the highways and the byways warning you people of the destruction that's coming, man. That's the blowing of the trumpet, man. That's the modern day trumpet, us out there on the highways and the byways. Because back in the ancient world, it was the trumpet being blown, the set of the foreset of danger, man, that was approaching. But now, there's no trumpet being blown. The only trumpet that's being blown is the man that's out there on the highways and the byways pushing this word, man, in truth and sincerity, man. Telling you what's coming down the pipe, man. Hey, man, we got less than 30 days before I think all hell's going to break loose, man. Because either which way, if Biden win or Trump win, it's going to be protests and upwards of the people, man.
That's right.
Either which way, man. So prepare your souls mentally and physically and spiritually, man. Prepare yourselves, man. Because it's going to be a hard way to come, man. From here on out, man. And the apostles to Hall warned the main camp, and that word went out through all the great millstones, throughout the four corners of the earth, man, to prepare yourself, man. Yeah, bro.
It says, and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him.
And 2/3 have not taken warning, therefore your blood shall be upon you. Why? Because we out there warning you, man. Week in and week out. We put up videos, man, week in and week out, man, doing sit-downs, man, warning you, man. Out there on the highways and the byways, pushing this word, warning you, man, of the foresaid danger. But you taking not heed because you think we in a time of mirth, man. We're not in a time of mirth. We're in a time of mourning. We're in a time of war. We're in a time of pestilence and danger. Yeah, bro.
It says, his blood shall be upon him, but he that take warning shall deliver his soul.
The 2/3 your blood should be upon you. Right? We out there telling you of the foresaid destruction and danger. But those that take heed, as a part of the hope for the elect, their soul shall be delivered from the set destruction.
That's right.
Because they're taking heed to this word, man.
That's right.
Read.
Back in 2nd Esdras, the 7th chapter, it says, this is 2nd Esdras 7 in chapter 22. It said, nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things.
Speak against the prophets of the Lord and imagine vain things against them prophets, man. How they're going to put them to death. Going back to Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Obadiah. You know, we can go into all the prophets that has been persecuted by Israel, man. Because they was bringing out the words of the Most High. They was no obedient to the words of the Most High, but spake against it. And therefore, that calamity came upon us, and here we are in the day, and to this very day, in the land of our captivity. Like I said early in the show, pursuant to Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, we yet this day in our captivity, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
It says, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds.
And deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, man. Thinking you're doing that which is right in the eyes of the Most High, but you're deceiving yourself, man. You know, you're not doing that which is right in the eyes of the Most High. You're being wicked, man. Even though you think you serving the Most High in truth, but you out there serving different deities, man. You out there doing that which is evil in the eyes of the Most High, man. There's no such thing as free will. And 2/3 you Negroes, especially Native Americans, they can something called free will, and it's not, man.
It says, and said of the Most High that he is not and knew not his ways.
Amen. They say, hey man, listen, man. That's they call the Bible Bible. Bible. You believe that? Bible, and they knew none of the ways of the highest, man. And therefore, man, death and pain is coming for them, man. Can I read? It's more.
But his law have they despised and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful.
Amen. They denied the Lord, the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. They have not been faithful in anything that the Most High brought forth to us, man, to our forefathers by the hand of Moses. But they despised all of that, man, and that was not pleasing in the eyes of the Most High, man. And therefore, we're in this strange land, observing, and some observing strange gods in the land of our captivity, man, under the hand of our oppressor, which is Esau, the so-called white man, right along with the rest of the nations, man, pursuant to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, man, the first verse on down. Okay, bro.
And have not performed his works.
And to 2/3 are not performing the works of the Most High. Even you got men that's a part of Israel that know that Israel are not performing the true works of the Most High, man. That's why, hey, man, great millstone, boldly speaking, not being proud. Great millstone give you the sweet, the bitter, the 100% truth of the scriptures, man. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to give you the straight, bitter, and the sweet, man.
That's right.
Whether you like it or not, man.
That's right.
And that's how it's going down, man. And that's how we was taught from our apostles, man. Hey, man, we not in a time of caring about a man's feelings, man. The true purpose of the Lord, they didn't care about a man's feelings, man. They spoke harshly, man. Even if it cost them their lives, they spoke harshly. Yeah, bro.
Hey, may I say something too? Because the time that we're in, man, really, it's like the brother was going into, man. This is a time of war, a time of evil, man. And you got guys like Nate and them, all right, from the IUIC. They're basically saying that we're not gonna have to go through Jacob's trouble. The elect is not gonna have to go through the set perils and tribulation, man.
Which is bullshit.
Which is bullshit, man. Here it is. You're leading the flock astray, man. Okay, and when it comes to the main prophecy of the mark of the beast, that's what we're in. Like, this is the time that we're in, where this thing is going to be implemented very soon, man. It's going to be made mandatory. So for you not to warn your congregation, man, hey, man, you're a false prophet, man. All right, because like the brother said, man, we don't care about how you people feel. We're speaking the truth, man. All right, we're speaking the truth, man, according to the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. At the end of the day, man,
if a man get caught up in his feelings, man, get out of that sweet boy mentality, man, to become a man. Cause hey, man, if somebody rebuking me, man,
yeah.
If I'm being reproved and rebuked, man, I'm not gonna get all of my feelings, be all emotional, man. I'm gonna take it, man. Cause therefore, hey, man, if you're a true man, and you're doing something fucked up, excuse my language, man, you're gonna take that reproof, that rebuke, and that correction, man.
See, that let you know them guys are full of pride, man. They know certain things that we're saying through the spirit is true, but they're not gonna admit it
because they feel with pride, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get back to the
I got something real quick. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself."
A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, man. Hey, a real man of the Lord is foreseeing the evil, or warning the people. But those who take heed, they take heed. Those who hear, they hear. Those who forbear, they forbear. Pursuant to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, the 17th verse, man.
That's right. On
down, man. So a wise man gonna foresee the evil and hide himself, man. Hey, man, listen, we gonna hide ourselves under the shadow of the wings of the Almighty, man.
That's right, brother.
We're not gonna, be out there protesting and rioting and looting and all that crazy shit, man. We foresee the evil, man. We prophesied that was going to take place, man. Now it's coming to pass, man.
That's right.
Do you think we gonna be out there indulging in that wickedness, man? Hell no, man. We're going to flee.
Yeah, because the time is coming, man. That's why the scriptures tell you that we're gonna work the work while we can, while it's still day, all right, before the night, all right? Because when all hell break loose, you think that's why it's going to be a famine of the word, man. We think we're going to be out there on the highways and byways, man. It's going to be martial law, all hell breaking loose. We're going to be prophesying in the middle of martial law, man.
Of course
What the hell, man. That's what I said, man. Right now, this is the time for you to get it, man. If you can't get it, guess what, man? We're moving on, man. All right?
But now, guess what? As we go further into these scriptures, man, it's going to something that I have to prove, that I have to bring out. That's why I got these scriptures lined up. You Jake's going to pay, man.
That's right. I got a little more. It says, but the simple pass on and are punished.
But the simple pass on and are punished. The simple-minded, bird-brained Negroes that pass by the camp and see but can't perceive what's going on and hear but can't understand the words that's being presented to them because they have been blinded and the Most High have chucked them off as being a castaway, man, or not a castaway, but the part of the 2/3 club.
A vessel made for destruction.
A vessel fit for destruction.
That's it. That's all the 2/3 were created for, man. You know?
That's right.
To be destroyed, man. That's it.
That's right.
Like I said, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50.
That's beautiful right there, right there.
It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
You gotta slow that down. Read it again real quick.
It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world.
And we're in that latter time, and great miseries are befalling the people, man. Mainly the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, but under the 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, but throughout the 4 corners of the earth, great miseries are compassing all the people, man. Yeah. Because everybody is suffering right now, man. Like it says in the scriptures, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. And right now, the wicked is in authority and the people are mourning, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you see all kind of hell, man, breaking loose, all kind of protests. People are suffering in various ways, man. Whether it's by famine, pestilence, being displaced due to war.
Hey, you got a lot of people right now that's getting evicted. All right? They losing, they lost their job. They don't have no ends to pay their rent. And guess what? Right now, we're in the time of winter time over here in New York, you know? And what it says, let not that flight be in the winter time, man. You know, because with being in the winter, hey, that's when
oh hell, man.
Hey, that is it ain't like the summertime where you could just walk around all day, you know what I'm saying? So in the winter time, you gotta have some type of form of shelter, man. And then now here in New York, you know, they shut down the train systems. You know, a lot of these homeless people, they don't have nowhere to go because they don't locked off the trains from I believe at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You can't
from 1 to 5 in the morning.
1 to 5. So around those hours, that's the most coldest time, man.
And you know what I'm saying, bro? Real quick, I wasn't driving to work, man. Prior to that, I was getting on the subway, preserving my car, and just taking the subway to work. You know what I'm saying? And getting to work. You know, taking the subway, but then they shut the subway system down from 1 to 5, or from 12 to 5 in the morning when you can't get on the subway. I gotta be to work. I gotta be to work at 6 o'clock. So ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna make that train. Then sometimes once the train open at 5 o'clock, sometimes the subway don't come until like 15, 20 minutes later. How am I gonna make that, man? So I was forced to drive to work, man, which was convenient for me. So I get to work in 20 minutes. 25 minutes, half an hour, depending on traffic. But guess what, man? Hey, man, that's a part of the miseries, man. That's a part of not being able to go from point A to point B without having some kind of travel restrictions or some kind of calamity that's going to come upon you, man. Yeah. I call it the suffering. So read it again back in the 2nd Ezra 8:50.
It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
And 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, mainly you women, you're walking in pride, man.
Oh, yeah.
Pride up to the roof, and you have nothing to be proud about, man. That pride is going to lead to your fall. It says pride come before a fall, man. Yeah. And destruction. And you people out there are full of pride, man. Yep. Mainly you women of the tribes. And guess what, man? Like it says in Ecclesiasticus in the book of Sirach, chapter 11, the 11th chapter, it says, I forgot what verse, but I know it says, it reads, I think it's 11 and 20. It reads, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of roughly parallel.
Let me see if I can get it.
Let me get it real quick.
Second Esdras.
No, not second Esdras.
Sirach.
The book of Sirach, the 11th chapter. Let me get it, bro, because I got it, bro. Let me get it real quick, bro. Because
I got it.
Hey, do what?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25. It says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
And during the time before this coronavirus, to 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you was in your mirth, man, having a good time, man. Yeah. Not worried about anything, man. So now, affliction coming, you totally forgot about all that mirth you was indulging yourself in, you know what I'm saying? Now, you looking for the government to help you out, man. You're looking for that $600 surplus, man. Yeah. Surplus, man. But now they cut that out. Now you want that $300 surplus, man. But now you might not get that, so you living on $500 a week, man. Who can live off $500 a week? Nobody. You could make it something, so you could budget money like that, but you have to cut out certain things that you was doing. If you had cable, you may have to do with the cable. Just to make ends meet by paying rent, man. So you got a roof over your head. These are part of the great miseries, man. Yeah, bro.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
In the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity, man. And we're approaching heavy affliction. And none of these jakes out here is going to be in remembrance of their prosperity. When they was doing good, driving their Beamer. Yeah. They had a Beamer, a Benz in the parked in the yard. Where they women driving the Benz, they driving a Beamer. Yep. You know, they both had the white picket fence, you know, with a nice house full of food, you know, bills paid. You was in your prosperity. But now you in your affliction, you like, damn, there's no more remembrance of your prosperity, man. All you feel is that affliction, that sore affliction, and it's not going away. It's only going to get worse. I call that the suffering. Yeah, bro.
I got something. This is 2 Esdras 9 and verse 10. It said, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
For such in their life have received benefits and have not known the Most High Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? And that's the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, mainly you women. You receive your Section 8, your child support, your WIC, and any other program that Esau allowed you to have, man. Those are the benefits that you'll receive, man. And you have not prayed to the Most High, man. Because most of you people, when you see the white man, you see God. So therefore, you're into plantation Christianity. Or whatever religion you're into. Whether it's Buharia, whether it's Islam, or Catholicism, or Christianity, wacky tacky Christianism. Hey, so you're totally gone and messed up, man. And that's why all these Colombians are coming upon you. Read that again real quick.
It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
All the benefits that I mentioned beforehand and have not known the Most High Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? Because you're called doing the upper white meat, which is Serapis. Going back to the Ptolemy Empire, man. Ptolemy Philadelphia is Ptolemy Soto and Ptolemy Philadelphia, man. That's what that goes back to, man. Mainly Ptolemy Soto, man. You people have not a clue, man. You don't research, you don't have no clue what's going on. You just blindly worship what's being presented in front of you, man. This is going to be detrimental to your health. Yeah, bro.
It says, and they that have loved my law, while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
And because you walk by the camps, you go on YouTube and you see videos of Great Millstone or any other Israelite camp out there that's pushing this truth, man, and sincerity. What you do, You despise the laws of the Most High. You murmur under your breath. You talk shit. You get on the comment board and start talking bullshit. Calling us rapists and pedophiles and saying all kind of names. Like calling the Bible, Bible. Bible.
Well, the scripture says that every idle word that man shall speak should give a account.
It should be given an account thereof,
in the day of judgment. So go ahead and say that the word of the most, and it's proven that those guys are scoffers, man. Because hey, you see the prophecies coming to pass, man. So how is it that the Bible is Bible and you seeing all these prophecies come to pass? These are prophecies that have been written thousands and thousands of years ago.
But all that shit that they say, Slack, all that shit they were saying that you buying bull, buy bull.
Yeah.
Now they seeing these prophecies coming to pass. Now they ain't got nothing to say. Yeah. Now their mouth, now their lips are sealed. Because they see what we were saying is real.
Right.
Now they're like, oh shit. Now they're trying to figure out and trying to ask questions, but on the down low. They don't want to be direct with their questions because now you was the scoffer 6 months ago. But now you seeing prophecies come to pass. Now you coming to the realization that what the people were saying is real, man.
Yeah. Hey, and it's through the spirit that Apostle Tahar, us here in New York, main camp, that we don't stay at the same spot every week. We switch up locations, man, and that's for a reason, man. Just for you scoffers for you, trying to figure this thing out, man. It's too late, man. It's coming to that point where it's gonna be too late, man.
Exactly, and that's how the spirit have it, because when everything pop off, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna know where to find the apostles, man.
That's right.
Because that's how the Most High have us, jumping around. Like the Apostle Tahar said, we may stay one place a month, 2 weeks, a week, go here, go there, go back to this place, stay here for a month, and go back. We bounce around, man. So therefore, you scoffers and scorners can't catch up to us, man. Figure it out when you watch the videos, man, where we at, man. And by the time you figure it out, man, we done moved on to the next location, man.
I got something. This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear?
To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Only to the elect, because only the elect is going to hear this word that the Most High is bringing forth, man, by the hand of his prophets, man. Because the Most High is not going to come down himself. Yahweh is not going to come down himself. Nor is Yahweh going to come down himself and speak to the people. He's going to give his word to his prophets, man, his ambassadors, man. And they're going to go out there and they're going to push the word, man.
Yep, that's right.
Read it again, bro.
It says, to whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear?
To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Only the elect is going to receive this word, man. Even though we out there on the highways and the byways, even though we are putting these videos week in and week out, man, only the elect is going to give heed, take heed. Is going to hear and take heed to these words, man.
That's right.
And convert and be healed. And that's why the Most High have 2/3 blinded, because he don't want 2/3 to convert, to hear this word and be healed, man. To be made whole again.
That's right.
That's your ass. Yeah, bro.
It says, behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken.
Their ears are uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken to this word. Meaning, the Most High shut your ears where you're not going to hear the words that's being presented for you, that's being presented to you, for you to understand and come back into the fold, because the Most High don't want you. He didn't open your mind. He didn't open your pineal gland. He didn't open up your ears and your pineal gland so you can understand and receive this word, man. Yeah, bro.
It says, behold, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
Hey, man, the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, because this is only given to Israel.
Right.
So 2/3 is not going to delight in the word of the Most High. Why? Because they following Esau and the rest of the nations, man. And guess what? You're going to be destroyed with Esau and the rest of the nations. But by you following Esau and the rest of the nations, the Most High is going to use Esau as a whipping stick to whoop you into shape, man. To make you a believer. Will you believe everything we was telling you that Esau is the devil, man?
Yep.
You got some shit.
I got something. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 9.
It's beautiful.
And it says, let me start at 8. It says, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
Read it again from the top. Papa Shah, bro.
Come. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me.
Again, the word of the Lord came unto Ezekiel. Because Ezekiel was receiving visions, and the Most High was dealing with Ezekiel and showing him visions and speaking, and supping with him. So he said, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, and can read,
saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
Because at the time, during that time, that was when the Babylonian captivity was coming, man. When the Babylonians was about to besiege Jerusalem and Nebuchadnezzar was about to do his thing, man. Because Nebuchadnezzar was the Most High's whipping stick at that time, Because the Most High set Nebuchadnezzar up to be the king of the whole known world at that time. So, this was a prophecy that was coming to Ezekiel to warn the people, man. Telling the people that a sword is being sharpened. But now you fast forward to this day and age we living in now, man. We out there in the highways and the byways. Read it again, Baba Kasha.
Come. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
And we telling you that Esau, the so-called white man, do J-Helm 15, J-Helm 16, and all these other mock military droids they doing in these rural areas of the mountains, going door to door practicing. They got a fake town where they going door to door practicing, and performing different tasks of the Illuminati, which is martial law. And then now we have Operation Warp Speed, House Resolution 66.66 that Donald Trump signed into effect, man, where they're going to forcibly make you people take that vaccination, man. And I don't know if you saw that video on the WhatsApp. I'm saying the WhatsApp channel, boys put it up there. I'm saying about how that vaccination have all kind of disease. Yeah. You seen that, man?
Yeah.
You seen that, right?
Yeah.
So showing you, man. That
alters DNA.
It alters your DNA. Yeah. Nanotechnology, man.
I think it breaks off like your spinal cord, like
all that,
deteriorates your spinal cord, all type of shit that these devils got waiting, to inject in you.
In the wings, man.
Yeah.
So the 2/3 is gonna take that, man. And that's a part of that sword, man. Them vaccinations are part of that sword. Yeah, bro. Read.
It says it is sharpened to make a sword slaughter.
It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter, man. 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're gonna fall by the sword, man. That's a part of them great mysteries that's mentioned in 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter, the 58th verse, man. Read.
It says, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
Because that when the sword is sharpened and the sun hit it, it started glittering. Then it said, hey, then should we then make mirth? Are we in a time of mirth where we should be out there partying, having a good time, socializing with masks on? Right now, we're approaching Samhain, or All Hallows Eve, or Halloween, the end of this month. So you people are going to be out there, mainly you women out there, with masks on top of masks. Dig that, bro. They have a mask on their face with a Halloween costume mask on. You can't breathe, man. Yo, this is crazy, man. You got to laugh at it, man. You got to have a mask on top of a mask, man. Indulging in Esau's wicked festivals, man. Which is a high holy day of the Illuminati where they do ritual sacrifices, man.
That's if they have it, because the way shit going right now, it look like it might be another lockdown very soon. I mean,
I'm hoping and praying, man.
Yeah, Lord willing, because right now they're already saying that the second coronavirus, the wave is already here, man. They done locked down places out there in Brooklyn and Queens, so eventually, in a matter of days, the whole city's gonna be eventually locked down.
For you Akimata that's older, and you remember the R&B group Surface, they had a group of they had an album called Surface Then they had another album called Surface,
Yeah.
The Second Wave.
Holy shit. Hey.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is,
huh?
man.
How about that? The second wave of the COVID-19, man.
Yeah.
You got that 19, boy? Hey, but guess what, man? Hey, that shit is all bullshit, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's, I smell bullshit. That's what it is, man. I smell bullshit. And you people out there is eating that bullshit up, man. Wearing masks. Man, I don't wear masks, man. People look at me like I'm crazy, man.
Yeah.
And then, the only way I wear a mask, they approach me like, you gotta have your mask if you want to come in the store.
Right.
So then I put the mask on.
Yeah.
I put it on. I take it out of my pocket. I put it on. Other than that, man, if they don't tell me to put it on, I'm not putting it on, man.
Yeah, because this COVID-19, this thing is just to basically
Condition.
but collapse the economy, man. That's all it is. It's coming down to, man. Because first, they're gonna use this as an attempt to lock down everything. You're not gonna be able to go to work. You're not gonna be able to go send your kids to school. These are the things that they're basically planned from all along, man, to do away with the middle class. We see it. We see what Esau's doing, man.
You got more in the scriptures?
Kind of. It's a little more. It says, and he have given it to be furbished, that he may be handled. This sword is sharp.
Read up first up against
Yeah, I missed the line, right?
Yeah, come.
Let me read again, verse 10. It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
We're not in the time of mirth, man. So that sword is being sharpened through these mock military drills and Esau practicing, for the day of martial law, man. So we're not in the time of mirth, but Jake, 2/3 of you Negroes, especially Native Americans, you feel we're in the time of mirth, man. Everything is partying and bullshit. All on my jaw, all I heard about is the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
what LeBron James is doing, and what the Miami Heat, because they're going up against the Miami Heat, right?
Yeah.
And what they doing, man, all I hear is bullshit, man. Or what the Yankees is doing in the playoffs, in football. That shit is bullshit, man.
Yeah.
It's meaningless gossip, man.
That's it.
That's all it is. Yeah, bro.
Trying to hold on to America, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
all it is, man. This place is on its way out. No matter how you look at it.
That's right.
It says, it condemneth the rod of my son as every tree.
That's right.
And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled.
Who is he? He hath been given this sword, this great sword, that it shall be furbished and that it may be handled. That he is Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, man. Yeah, bro.
It says, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Now, who is the slayer, man? This sword has been given into the hands of the slayer. Going back to Genesis when Isaac, which is Yahweh Shai, blessed Esau, giving the blessing of the sword and the fatness of the earth, man. Yahweh Shai, which is Isaac, which was Yahweh Shai, if you could receive it, gave Esau the blessing, man. And Yahweh Shai is going to take that blessing from him, man.
I got a quick precept.
Yeah, come.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him.
Now, that horse that was red, the horse represents power, man. And who's that red horse? Esau, the so-called white man, Edom. Yeah, bro.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
And what is Esau doing to this very day, man? He has been given the power to bring his military might, because the horse represents power,
Right.
and that redness represents Edom, and the peace that has been taken up from the earth. Look what's going on right now. Esau, the so-called white man, has taken total peace from the earth.
That's
The
right.
people are in mourning, man, because the wicked is bearing rule. Yeah, bro.
It says, from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
And that's why Esau, the so-called white man, is bearing that sword. He's not going to bear that sword in vain.
Yeah, that's his blessing.
That's his blessing, man. That's why he will throughout the four corners of the earth, conquering, pillaging, destroying, raping, robbing, murdering, do what he have to do, man, because he's been given a great sword, man. That was his blessing from our forefather Isaac, which is Yahweh Shai, if you can receive that. Yeah, bro.
From the inception of America, how many wars it's been? It's been America's only been around for what, the last 200 years or so?
260 years.
260 years. It's been about 230 wars, man, since this man took
Right.
over this land, man.
Put it this way. America been around for almost 270 years, right? And it only has been 12 years of peace without war since the existence of America. Look it up. You think I'm bullshitting? Check that out. Dig that, man. Show me Esau has been given a great sword, man. And this is the Roman Empire coming back in the Grand Incarnation, taking control of the whole earth. Because the ancient Roman Empire, they have control of the whole earth. They only had control of the known world where they was ruling that, man. But this system, which goes back to the ancient Roman system, has compassed the whole earth, man. And this is nothing but the Roman Empire, the last leg of the Roman Empire, man. That deadly wound that has been healed came back in the form of America, man.
That's right.
Yeah, bro.
I got a little more back in Ezekiel 21:12.
Yeah.
It says, "Cry and howl, son of man."
And that's what's going to happen, man. The 2/3 you Negroes, especially Native Americans, you're going to cry and you're going to howl, man. Because of the great misery that's going to come upon you, man. For the great death, the great famine, the great pestilence that's coming, man. You're going to cry and you're going to howl, man. Yeah.
"For it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel."
It should be upon the people of the Most High, which is Israel, man. From Judah on down to Issachar, man. That's a part of the 2/3 club, man. Read.
It says, "Terrors by reason of the sword."
Terrors by the reason of the sword, man. Who has been given the blessing of the sword? It's not Esau have been given the blessing of the sword. What do you think King David said? And I brought it up earlier in this lesson. Psalm 17 verse 13. "Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword." He was asking the Lord Yahweh to deliver him from the wicked, which is thy sword. And this is the future prophecy, because David not only was a king, he was a prophet. So he saw Esau in his rulership persecuting Israel, man.
That's right. It says, "Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh." All right, and ultimately, you know, it's the Most High that's really bringing it too. He's using Esau as the whipping stick to our nation, but it's really the Most High's, man. All right, because when it says that the Lord is the Lord of hosts, you know, He has many ways of combating, you know, using you know his weaponry, his weapons of indignation. All right, whether it's the you know Esau on the left hand side, whether it's you know these ICBM missiles, whether it's the elect, whether it's the angels. All right, they're gonna be getting busy too when they come back.
But the elect is not gonna get busy, man. The elect is not gonna get busy. The elect is gonna you know be safely hidden, like it says in Psalm the 91st chapter. They're not gonna get involved in none of this.
No.
The elect is not gonna get involved in none of this madness, bro.
No, I'm talking about when they get the spiritual powers and all that. Of course, then I'm talking about. But when I'm saying that the Lord, He has, you know, everything for you know, for His, you know, benefit. Basically, He's gonna get the glory, because that is the Lord's Spirit that's gonna be doing all these things, man. You know. But let me get one last scripture. I'm gonna end it here. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, and we can start at verse 1. It says, "Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people."
Because Moses represents the law, and Samuel represents the prophets. So he says, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, my mind cannot be toward this people. What people? The sons of Israel, man. From Judah on down to Issachar, why? They done totally went off, man. Instead of worshiping different deities, being homosexuals, being lesbians, transgenders, that's following the ways of the heathen, being totally wicked. In fact, Jake's deeds surpass the deeds of the wicked, man.
That's right.
So that's why the Most High said in Jeremiah, the 15th chapter, the first verse, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind cannot be toward this people, man. Read, bro.
That's why He got them out of the land of Israel.
That's right. He cast them out of His sight. The Most High's eyes are upon Israel, man. The land, man. So that's why we've been dispersed, man, throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Read.
It says, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth.
How the Most High cast them out of his sight? The Flavian dynasty, 70 AD. When we got chased out of Jerusalem, where Jerusalem was sacked, and we got scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. That's why the Most High cast us out of his sight. And like it was in the time of the Maccabees, when strangers was dwelling in the land of Jerusalem, what do you think is going on right now, man? Everything is reincarnated. You got strangers dwelling in the land of Jerusalem by the way of the Amalekites, man.
And the so-called
Arabs, man, that's over there.
The Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites that's over there occupying that land, man. Okay, bro.
It says, it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth, then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword.
Ezekiel, the 21st chapter, the 9th verse on down to the 12th verse, man. That sword that's being sharpened, man. Such as for death to death, such as for the sword to the sword, man. Because, hey, man, the Most High has given Esau the blessing of the sword, and Esau, the so-called white man, is not going to let that, he's not going to bear that sword in vain. He's going to use it, man, to the best of his ability. He's going to use it till it's drunk with blood, man. Yeah, bro.
And such as for the famine to the famine.
And such as for the famine to the famine, lack of food, dying from starvation, from hunger, if you will, man.
Which is a horrible death.
Hey, man, I don't want to face that death, man. That's a horrible death. And you know what? We was going into that at the camp last week, man. At the live show, at the live speaking on the streets. We was out there going into famine, man, and the effects of famine. And how it have you delusional. You start hallucinating and seeing things that's not there because you hungry.
Start imagining things, your mind start playing tricks on you.
That's right. That's a terrible way to go out, man. I'd rather get a bullet to the head than to die from famine. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like you said, man, it's gonna be to the point where the Lord gonna put the spirit on certain people that, these women that eat their very own children, man.
And that's been Jeremiah 19 and 19, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's throughout the scriptures, man. Cannibalism.
It says, and such as for the captivity to the captivity, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds.
And that captivity is dealing with concentration camps, man. And the Most High Yahweh says he's going to appoint over the 2/3 4 kinds. What 4 kinds of death, man? Read.
Saith the Lord, the sword to slay.
The sword to slay, which Esau have that sword. He's not going to bear it in vain, Gad.
And the dogs to tear.
The vicious wild beast that's in these zoos that's going to be unleashed upon the, upon the public, you know what I'm saying, when all hell break loose. These zoo animals are in captivity too. And they're going to be released too, man. Just to bring forth judgment, man.
Yeah, because
teeth of wild beasts, man.
Ain't nobody going to be there to feed them. Ain't going to be nobody working in them zoos. Ain't going to be no jobs, man.
And they're going to get, and the Most High going to have it whereas they get cut loose, and they're going to be roaming the streets, and it's going to be teeth of wild beasts devouring, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a form of judgment, yeah, bro.
It says, and the fowls of the heaven.
Actually, once you're wounded, you could be still alive. Then you got them buzzards, them hawks, them owls circling around you. You laying on the floor, you can't move, but you're still alive, and they come and pluck your eyes out. Feeding upon your flesh. Or they don't pluck your eyes out right away. They feeding upon you, and you can feel them tearing your flesh off with their beaks, man, them sharp beaks, man, and their claws. You can feel it. All you can do is scream and grunt in pain, and then finally they pluck your eyes out, and you still gonna be alive while they feeding upon you, man. That's the judgment of the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. And that's the spirit of vengeance, man.
Yep.
Okay, bro.
It says, and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
And the fowls of the heaven, I just mentioned buzzards, hawks, owls, seagulls, and all the rest of them birds that be flying around eating flesh, man. Read?
That's it on that.
That was it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we can close it out.
It's consuming y'all, man. That was the first 3?
Yeah, that was it.
Hey man, yeah, you know what? Jacob's attention span only goes for so much, man. And this show is going on for almost an hour. So, through the grace of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, you Akimath was edified, man. And once again, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakadash, and double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And with that, Shalawam.
Shalom.